right.
this week?
So today is a story that actually comes by way of Reddit. There's a video. I was only able to find it on Reddit, so if it exists elsewhere, I could not locate it. The title is "Man Shoots Bear Who Broke Into His Home," and I will tell you, as an animal lover, this one kind of hurt me. But I feel there's some really important things, takeaways from this.
Okay.
So what we have is the camera comes from the vantage point. This is just someone's camera inside of his home, and it just shows from the angle. It looks like it's kind of coming, kind of down from a stairwell, looking down kind of the main portion of the home. And what we have is the video starts and the house is dark because it is nighttime, right? And we see a guy coming down the stairs, and the first thing we see is the muzzle in our camera view from an AR. And he comes down the stairs. Now, what it is he heard something in the home, and he grabbed what he chose to grab, which was an AR. Now, did he have a shotgun? Did he have handguns? Did he have other things? I don't know why he chose the AR, but that's what he chose. So he comes down the stairs. Of course, it's nighttime, and lights are not on. So an important discussion point and thing to think about is you do see him when it's appropriate, when it's needed. He uses a weapon-mounted light on his AR. Right? If we have someone in our home, we don't necessarily want to have to run over to a light switch to be able to see. So the thought of a weapon-mounted light, I think, is fantastic on a home defense gun, and this demonstrates it really well. He then comes down, and you see him enter a doorway there that looks like it leads to a kitchen. And as soon as he breaches through that doorway, you'll see him light up that space with that weapon-mounted light, and you see a bear quickly come into view.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine a bear in your home?
Do we know where this happened?
I don't believe that I have a state.
Okay. All right.
I couldn't know. I'm not sure. I'm not enough to actually state.
Yeah, okay.
So a bear was in the home. So there was noise. He responded to the noise with his defensive weapon. Weapon-mounted light was a fantastic thing because it allowed him to see what was his target. You know, could this have been a drunk neighbor sloppy in the kitchen, right? We don't want to shoot someone that doesn't deserve to be shot. And it was a bear. A bear obviously has the potential to cause death or great bodily harm to any of us.
Yeah.
You know, the bear wasn't there for malicious bad intent, but a bear's an animal and a bear's a bear. And, you know, in this space, there was a chance that he was at risk. And so he took the shot. And another thing to consider, if we are in a state that does not limit our use or ability for a silencing type device, a firearm going off in the home is going to be incredibly difficult on the hearing.
I think so too, especially an AR. You know,
Especially an AR.
Yeah, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the first thing I would have done is turned on every light I possibly could. I think that's a deterrent, and you know, I'm surprised that the lights did. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why.
I don't know where his switches are, but if you're from a safety perspective, do you want to have to be, you know, kind of pinging light switch to light switch and it may not be in a safe space. So,
and he came down those stairs with such confidence.
He did. He's run this gun before.
I mean, geez, that's amazing. All right, what else? What are your other thoughts on this?
So, I mean, really, that was my main things that I want to discuss is the use of a weapon-mounted light. I'm not a fan of it out in the world in a carry gun personally. I'm not saying it's wrong or bad. It's not for me, but I feel it's critically important to consider on a home defense gun. You just don't know what your conditions will be. You know, has your power been cut, right? Do you even have power? There's lots of times where lights and switches may not be an option. So a weapon-mounted light, I feel, is very important. You need to be able to see what your threat is to know what you were shooting at. So
I like the fact that the guy's bump of the night gun is an AR. I don't think. I mean, really, I think it's a great bump of the night gun. I think there's a lot of, you know, weird myths about. You know, ARs and using them for home defense, but I think they're an excellent home defense tool, and I know a lot of folks that are even smarter than I am think it's an excellent home defense tool. You know, I had an instructor, a local guy, Perry Yee, point out, I said, one thing I don't like about having an AR as a home defense tool is how long it is. And he showed me, he said, well, okay, show me how you stand with a pistol. And you stand with a pistol with your arms fully extended.
Right.
So if you compare the two, it's about the same.
That's true. That's very true.
I think there's a lot of advantages to having an AR as your home defense firearm. I'm sure a lot of people have differing opinions, but I also think that it's a differing opinion. There isn't a right or a wrong.
Right.
So, you know, good for that guy for having an AR. I got to tell you, if I'm going up against a bear, I'd much rather have an AR than a Glock.
There you go.
So
that's it.
Well, cool. Anything else on that?
That's it. Just to throw on to the end, silencer would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing. Any home gun, I would love to have a silencer on.
Yeah, it's a it's a healthcare issue at that point, because you could blow your hearing out, and they should absolutely legalize suppressors. No question.
Correct.
All right, cool. There you go. There's your curtain call.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media, and check out our website at gunownersradio.com.